We now return to Let's Play Lethis. In anticipation of the new workforce we are going to need, I went ahead and created a new housing block, and this one is using the other pattern that I was talking about earlier, where there are 11 houses and there's only the one strip in the middle. This one I will make a little bit more efficient than this one because we clearly need more people than I had originally expected to need. So I will not be putting the big theater in the middle and wasting space like that. We won't need another town hall, thank God, so we should be fine for that. So let's move these people in. I can use that trick where I don't have to actually evolve these people to the same level, although I imagine that there is some kind of happiness discrepancy that will come of that. As soon as the water guy gets out there. Okay. 31%. Still doesn't really mean anything to me. It would really be nice if it actually showed the actual workers as well. But anyway, so one thing I can do for sure is turn this back on. Maybe. Actually, before we do that, I should probably just stay focused on what I actually definitely need. So, that being said, I need wheat. 2 more wheat farms, and I will put some of the cow farms, or cow ranches, I should say, up here, I guess, on this side of the road. Yeah, okay. I'm just going to go ahead and pull this road through like this. And actually, if I'm smarter about this, I can put it like that, which does not actually seem to give me a lot of room on the other side. It would give me some 3s? No, it would give me like 2 up until we get to that point. So maybe I should just go this way, and that way I can fit any possible 5s that I need along the back as well, such as more breweries. And the roads. Okay, so this should provide me enough. I'm going to get rid of this little thing now. So we actually have space for something else up there. Okay, so we need a couple ranches. Actually, before I put the ranch, I need another one of these, and I will put it right there. How about right there? It'll fit right inside this stuff. Actually, that will fit 2 3s if I... whatever. We'll put it right here, and if I tell it to keep, I guess, it will stockpile the meat. So I will accept everything, and then let's scroll down to meat, and I will tell it to keep. So hopefully none of the market people will come and grab the meat from there. Next up are cattle ranches. Now I have no idea how many bundles of wheat each ranch requires. We'll put down 2 for starters and see how that does. I should probably see how many people I am eating up too. It took about 10%. So what else do we have going on? We seem to be okay on the beer. I feel that I could export more of this, and I'm assuming that we've got it in there. We're just waiting on the trade caravan to come along, in which case it would be very wasteful, actually. I mean, I would assume that this maximum indicates how many units we can sell in a year, not just what it would allow me to. But they don't seem to be buying very much. I mean, I'm telling it to export up to 800, and the guy hasn't come around. Well, we do have more employees now, so let's go ahead and turn that back on. And we should probably start thinking about turning the textiles back on as well. I notice my food is dipping down just a little bit, but I'm not actually providing food to these people yet, so we'll have to wait and see if 3 bakeries is sustainable for this. Right now, though, I'm interested in the meat, and we actually do seem to be building up the meat quite quickly. Of course, I don't really need to expand this then if I am going to, in fact, just keep the meat after we provide his imperialness with his desired meat quota. What do we got? Half. Well, I say already, I mean it's been like a year now. Okay, so focusing on these guys again. They need utensils, right. So what I was doing all of this for was to make some money so that I can actually, and we're down. That's all on construction though. We spent 1,000 on construction. Otherwise, we'd be making a whopping 100. The guy just took off. We just sold 400. We are not actually selling hardly anything, which is immensely disappointing. Oh, they just went 3 balloons. Well, let's export a little bit more. Let's export 1,200. And we can probably afford that bread. I mean, we've got tons of bread. So let's look at how that does. The meat is at 4,000 now. Okay, so let's go to the... Actually, can I just do it from here? I can just do it from here. Pay tribute. There it is. Good. Well, we've got it. We may as well keep it around, right? So, should I accept, or should I just bundle them both together? I think we saw during the tutorial that by having separate granaries for each food source, they will still go get those food sources if they require different types. So we can go ahead and accept. I don't know if we'll need a third type. Let's just keep it separate for now. Let me click on this and see. Yeah, it'll go get what it needs, so it can go get that. Fine. So I imagine we'll see the guy going and grabbing the meat from over there eventually. Yep, he just went there. You can see him going along. So that's pretty cool that, as opposed to the impressions games where they just go and grab whatever happens to be in the granary, they will specifically go out and diversify the food sources as needed. So that's pretty sweet. One thing I did notice while just screwing around with the sandbox, this game does kind of eliminate some of the issues that I always had with the impressions games. Just the little nitpicky things. It does a good job of removing those. Well, for example, consolidating all your trade into one building, as opposed to having to have multiple buildings for a trade. That's pretty nice. Okay, so let's check how much money we're making now that we've sold a few things. We're making a bit of profit, 400. That's still not a lot, and we would eat up every bit of it. You don't have any tribute to pay, and we have got no requests. So we've got the one warehouse, neutral, you import as much as you export, to the commerce center. This is fish, right? In Richterberg, we can buy silk from them, we do not need that. What we need is the jewelry. Okay, so yeah, like I said, I could turn around and do something with that. From Starenhall, like I could buy their gold and sell their jewelry. I really don't think I will do that, but we need to open this anyway because I have to begin importing copper so I can make utensils for myself. It would be nice if I could find someone who would buy my excess. Maybe I should start selling wheat to Forwood. I can also sell meat to Forwood as well. Hasselport just seems like a hassle. I mean, we don't really get anything out of them. So maybe I'll do one to Forwood. We'll sell some excess wheat and meat. And it was one to Starenhall, so we can get that copper. Okay, so we appear to be making enough wheat. That's not the wheat farm. Oh yeah, we're making plenty of wheat. Good. So that means I can sell and not be overly concerned. We don't have enough for the meat, however. We're not producing that much. So, and I just noticed we are kind of a little bit low on the bread. So maybe we're actually low on flour, so I guess I need to turn this back on. And then I need to find out how many people we've got left. 15%. How much does turning that one on cost me? Okay, it took 2%. So, based on my current population, 10 is 2%. Apparently, even though we only have 993 people. Okay, so we are making plenty of beer. Am I selling that? Can I sell that now? I can, and I am trying to sell 1,200. I'm not succeeding in selling nearly as much as I would like, but we can begin. Let's do, say, 800 wheat. Just maybe. Let's try 400 to begin with. And then we're going to need some copper. Now I'm going to have to set that aside. I wonder, though. I wonder if maybe they'll take it directly from that trade house. Let's find out. Let's do, but what we will need are utensils. And I am accepting utensils, correct? Yes. Okay, good. I don't want to accept 8,000, though. That's a little bit much. Where were you? Where were you? Where were you? Let's turn that down to, say, 2,000? Because I'm taking in, on beer, I'm taking in 1,200. On silk, come on, scroll. On silk, I'm taking in 1,600. I'm really tempted to just keep it, just in case we get another request, but I almost think that maybe because we fluffed those other two, we might not get... Of course, I say that, and as soon as I change my trading strategy, he's going to be like, we need 2,000 silk, and then I'm not going to have it in time. Oh, paranoia. Okay, well, 2,000 then is probably 2,000 too much. We can probably get away with 12. If we're able to keep our supply... We're not actually able to keep our supply of 12 beer. Could be because, you know, I'm selling it, but we don't seem to have enough barley. Oh, the guys are bringing it. Okay, oh god, they've got plenty. It's just being stockpiled in there. I, for the sake of efficiency, probably should put down a separate storehouse. I've got people for that. Why don't we do that? We'll put in a separate storehouse. Let's put it a little bit... that's too far from the farms. We need to make it an efficient route to the farms, so I guess it will go here, which is close enough. However, I now need to come in here and tell everybody to refuse, because I only want to take in... Well, you know, if I put the silk over here, let's accept our 1,600 silk over here. And then we'll also... Oh, really? I can only put the raw goods into a... well, never mind then. Never mind. I guess what I actually need to do then... You know, I could probably chop this down to 3,000, and then we can accept some barley. Come on. We'll accept 1,200 of that. We'll accept 1,200 of this. That's not... we still got, what, like 800 that I can put something, because this doesn't actually fill in quite like it should. We are hurting for bread, so I'm going to turn this back on. And we're actually just hurting for food of all kind, which I'm not a fan of. Is that because we evolved over here? No, because we still need the utensils, so the issue is something else. Nobody works there? What did we just do? How did we lose all those people? What the hell just happened? Where'd all the people just go? What the frick? 67 more people needed? My population didn't go down. What the hell just happened? Well, we're gonna need to grab some people then. Hopefully those guys have enough population to go out there and do their thing. What the hell just happened? This is going to put an even greater stress on my ability to produce food. In fact, I can already see a big problem here. Let's put down another bakery, because that's a great thing to do in an employment crisis, right? Unemployment 3%. Okay, here comes all the goodies. I guess then, before expanding further, I'm going to have to just sit here and wait. There might be some things. I'm selling bread, aren't I? That's a dumb thing to do. That's a very dumb thing to do. I guess I was just anticipating that I would have more food than I actually did. So we'll turn that off. Still got enough beer, though, it looks like. Are we distributing beer? You're going to go get it. Good. What we're not doing, however, is producing enough meat. And it looks like we might be out of wheat, so that could be one of the reasons why. Too much bread, not enough wheat. So, if we actually got any amount of... There we go again, 58 more people needed. What in the hell? The turnover there, where workers turn into non-workers, is a little bit ridiculous. I'm just gonna have to pull all of this down then. And just get a ton more people, which is gonna put a ton more stress on the infrastructure. And this is not good. These are still turned off, correct? Yes. And in fact, I think we can probably turn these off as well, although they only eat barley, and they're just sitting there producing nothing anyway because I'm not shifting that silk. I guess I just have to get those utensils going, because constant evolution of housing seems to be a thing that is very much required. Access to a wash house, I could solve that issue right now. That would evolve even more, but then again, we'd... Well, I mean, if I could expand... If I could get more people... Unemployment is now at 27%. That's more people. I'm going to put in a bunch more wheat farms. Do I want it that close? I'd actually like to have a little bit of a gap. So I think I'll put something like that there. I'll put in 4 more of those, and I imagine that's going to probably take more people than I actually have. Once it starts up. Oh, it's the farming. The farming is doing it, because they only work in season, and then once the farm... So I don't have a very large excess population to take care of all the farming. That's quite an issue. That's actually quite an issue. And it's one of the things I didn't like about Pharaoh. Because you would have that workers' population. They'll go work the farms. But it does create quite a bit of a hassle here. You know what, since we've got that road already, let's just attach it up here, and then they won't have to wander so far, and this will be much more efficient. Now they can go that way. Start taking stuff to the farms. So the bread stockpile is starting to fill up again. Yeah, I guess selling off 1,200 units of bread at a time was rather silly of me to do. So, 11% unemployment. Now it's gone up to 27% because the farming has gone down. So that means we've got wheat galore for these people, right? We should be producing a lot more meat, which gets taken immediately by the market people. So I guess I'll probably need at least one more. Thing is, though, I don't have the proper amount of farm workers. So let's, or well, any workers, really. So let's put this back in like that. We'll put it in vertically. Build this block up a little bit more so I can get more people. How am I doing financially? I think I'm probably hurting. Positive 350, so really I'm not moving at all on that. Politics? Yeah, he still hates me. I can't give him a gift either. Really, now I'm sitting on a stockpile of worthless silk. At least until I turn it into garments to be sold. That's not going to happen until this next batch of workers moves in. Yeah, that is rather obnoxious, this farming population that comes and goes. That means that you have to have a surplus of... Well, I'm going from, what, like 13... I was going from needing 16 people to having a surplus of 27%, so... I don't know. You'd need, like, an excess of... Well, let's find out. Let's find out exactly how much 36% is in this situation. Minus 13. What is this under? Services, workers, probably. How about? There are 560 workers. We employ 300, so 200. So, I don't know, an excess of maybe 100 people? 150? On top of whatever you're doing for your farming? I probably wouldn't need that much if I didn't have two sources of food, and speaking of which, now that I've got the population, we'll plunk down another cattle farm, and that should provide me with enough meat. So I have a good secondary source, hopefully one that will be a little bit more stable, and we've got ghost problems. Let's put down... I mean, there's really no reason for me to do that, but I know that there's something... I mean, the house is being haunted, yes, but what does that actually do? Does that remove them from the workforce? Is that just a thing? Unemployment 4% now, so yes, it must remove them from the workforce. So it's not just as bad as, well, I guess it is just as bad as sickness and illness, and I'm consolidating my my bad appeal buildings a little too much, so I need to spread those out a bit more. This corner is going to be very bad, and actually you can see, because it's dirt road, I have not been spreading that out effectively. So I'll probably have to spend some time beautifying that area as well. Hadn't really anticipated to do that just yet. I was actually going to work on making utensils, but I'm going to need a much larger workforce in order to do that. One that's a little bit more stable. So once we... What the hell am I doing? Why did I put this out here? This guy isn't attached to anything. We're going to have to get rid of house and put him in there then. And I can put those houses up here. I've probably got enough room just all around. I think I can put a couple there. Probably got enough room all around that I'll be able... Well, like I said, when I had done this layout before most efficiently, I was able to squeeze in 49 houses. And now that the ghosts are gone, I'm assuming that means that unemployment... Did that one cattle farm really... I mean, I guess it takes 20 people, so yeah, I guess maybe that's what ate up all my unemployment, not the ghosts. Yeesh. A building collapse. Oh, the guy doesn't make it. Damn it. How far does that guy make it? Nope. Ah, there's a dead zone right there. Damn. Well, I was Unfortunately, hoping that they were going to go all the way around. So, I mean, I could put another guy there, but I don't see the benefit of doing that. Because he could go that way, and he could go that way, and if I block this off, that's a little bit redundant. I suppose if I removed that roadblock... it's such a waste to do that. You know what, we'll just leave it. For now. And then instead, what I'm going to do is going to take that cattle ranch and I'll move it a little bit closer. Let's just put it on the other side of here, because why not? And then I'll just have to pay attention to the inspector when he comes along. Okay, so this guy makes it to right about there. And the other guy we know doesn't make it up to there. So that little area right there's a dead zone. Everywhere else beyond that we can actually put something to. So really what I could do to make coverage is I could have just put that ranch right there. No? That guy didn't make it again. Was I watching someone else? I'm gonna have to watch him. You see, he's going backwards, and that's eating up a few squares he could actually be moving. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is just continually block off the road until there's only one place he can go. And we'll see how far he goes when he does that. Okay, there he is. Yeah, so now he goes all the way to the roadblock. Okay, so yeah, what I could do is I can actually just put a ranch with one square in that, and I maximize my space even more. So that's what I'll have to consider. Okay, well now, hopefully, the food is stable. We've got a little bit of unemployment, a very little bit. Let's actually find out exactly how many people we've got. We've got about 50 workers. So I'm not sure how many people belong in a utensils factory, how many people it needs, but we might be able to put down a couple, which will allow me to import and produce utensils, hopefully at a high enough rate that it will actually help evolve some of these people. What do these guys need next? Environment isn't pretty enough. Well, that's okay. And a theater. Great. Well, I will hold off on that, because once these guys boost up, we'll get another good inundation of people. And the tribute has already been sent. We are going to get way, way more. Well, not necessarily. We've got 1,400 people. We need 1,500 in level 10 housing. These are right now at level 6. So we're going to have excess, probably. Not just in that housing block, but all over the city. Well, hopefully it'll all work out just fine. I kind of wish this first mission was a little bit more broken up. You know, not just, hey, build everything at once. But that's how it is. Anyway, I think it's time to end this one here, and I will see you next time.